Hi, good morning, and happy Friday, Room 6. Today I wanted to read another book to you, and I know that the last time I read a book to you was about an elephant, and guess what? The book I want to read to you today is also about an elephant. But what's special about this elephant is that this elephant used to live at the Chaffee Zoo. Long, long time ago, long before Mrs. Davison was even born. So I know you all know the Chaffee Zoo and have been there either on a field trip, your kindergarten field trip, or you've been there with your families to visit. So, and that's right in our own backyard. So this is a very special elephant. And this book was written by Jean Chaffee, and she happens to be married to Dr. Chaffee, who started the Chaffee Fresno Zoo. So, and Mrs. Chaffee was kind enough to autograph this book for my son. And she wrote in here, to Kaylin, Nosy loves you, Jean Chaffee. And she wrote the date, 3, and let's figure out what month that is. We'll count to the third month. We'll start January, February, March. So this was signed March 2nd, 2005. So that's been a little while ago. So, Nosy the Elephant by Jean Chaffee, and the pictures were drawn by Ernie Hergy Hergenroder. I guess Hergy is his nickname. So let's find out about Nosy the Elephant. So here's a picture of the real Nosy when she lived at the Chaffee Zoo. And it says, the actual Nosy the Elephant always was curious and affectionate. Nosy would stretch her trunk to greet her loving fans or receive a tasty peanut. So elephants like to eat peanuts. Nosy the Elephant is a story based on fact. So when we know that stories are based on facts, those things are true. So this is an actual true story of Nosy the Elephant. She came by ship in 1949 as the last load of Thai elephants sold in the United States. Nosy lived at the zoo for 44 years and died in 1993. Today, no animals are taken from the wild for zoos. Zookeepers cannot work freely with the elephants. For safety reasons, the elephants are restrained or separated by bars. You know, elephants, as nice and gentle as they appear, they're still wild animals, and you have to be careful around them. So, let's find out about Nosy the Elephant. A long time ago, Nosy lived in a small village in Thailand. She lived with her mother, her sisters, aunties, and cousins. Her mother worked very hard, carrying big logs from the rainforest. So in Thailand, they used elephants like we use tractors or trucks today to help them haul things. Nosy walked beside her mother as she worked. The mahout taught her to follow directions. I want to grow up to be just like my mother, said Nosy. She was very happy. One day, several men took Nosy and her friends away. The elephant's journey they were put on a ship going to America. It was going to be a very long journey. Nosy was sad because she missed her mother. They took them all away from their home, put them on a big ship. When they were far out to sea, a big storm appeared. The wind blew and it got very dark. Nosy cried because she was so scared. The ship tossed and turned, and Nosy got seasick. After many hours, the storm went away, and Nosy was safe again. Yeah, she doesn't look like she feels very well, does she? Finally, the ship arrived in America. The elephants went to a farm to wait for their new home. Nosy waited and waited. Her friends went away to different zoos, and she was very lonesome. I wonder where I'm going to go, thought Nosy. She's the last one to go to a home. The children in Fresno heard about the lonely elephant. They saved their allowance to give to the zoo. They sold lemonade. They made elephant cookies to sell to their neighbors. They had to raise $3,500 to buy the elephant. So there's all the children in Fresno. They want Nosy to come to their town. So they raised money to see if they could bring her. The children took their jars full of dimes, nickels, and quarters to the zookeeper. He said, "Now we have enough money to buy the elephant." The zoo held a Name the Elephant contest, and the children sent in their names. The zookeeper chose the name Nosy. So they got to choose what to name the elephant. So that's kind of cool. On September 10th, 1949, Nosy got into a truck for a drive to her new home. She arrived just as the parade was ready to start. Hundreds of people stood on the sidewalks to see Nosy. They were very excited. So they're going to have a parade for Nosy. The truck stopped in front of the water tower. The zookeepers backed Nosy out of the truck. As she turned to face the people, they began to cheer and call her name. "Nosy, Nosy, Nosy!" The noise made her very nervous. She's probably never seen that many people before because she comes from the wild. And here, I don't know if some of you have ever seen this, is in Fresno. If you ever get a chance to go down to the Tower District, it's over kind of by the Chaffee Zoo. You might want to take a drive over there and see this. Her zookeeper rubbed her trunk and gave her some apples. They whispered nice things into her ear. She calmed down and got ready for the parade. People threw peanuts and flowers as they welcomed Nosy. So the people of Fresno already love Nosy. Nosy led the grand parade down the main street. It was a warm, perfect day. Nosy held her head high as she greeted her new friends. So here they started the parade back at the water tower and all the way through the streets of Fresno. A big horse walked by in the parade. Nosy had never seen a horse before. She twirled around and lifted her trunk high in the air. She let out a big scream. The mothers rushed their children out of the way. The zookeeper grabbed hold of Nosy to keep her from running away. Oh my goodness. At the end of the parade, it was time to take Nosy to the zoo. The zookeeper led her to the truck, but she refused to get in. She stomped her foot. She shook her head. "No, no more boats and no more trucks," said Nosy. She's having absolutely none of it. She does not want to get in the truck. I don't blame her. The zookeepers pushed and pulled. He tempted her with carrots, but Nosy still said no. Nosy was so big that the zookeepers couldn't move her. Soon the zookeeper shrugged and said, "Oh well, let's walk to the zoo." Nosy and her zookeeper started walking. They turned around and saw all the people walking behind them. The people laughed and danced as they walked Nosy to the zoo. Nosy was very happy. A pile of carrots, a bucket of peanuts, and fresh water greeted Nosy in her new home. She was tired and thirsty after her long walk. She filled her trunk with water. She looked at the people and said to herself, "I'm going to play a joke on everyone." So there she is getting a drink of water. And what do you think? What kind of a joke do you think Nosy's going to play? I think I know, but let's find out. Oh, Nosy used her trunk to spray the water on all the people. They laughed because Nosy had surprised them. This was Nosy's new home, and she liked her new friends. She said, "I am very, very happy because I have lots of new friends now." And there she is, squirting them all with water. And I know when I've been to the Chaffee Zoo, it's been very hot. So this would have felt really good to have the elephant spray water on us. And that is the end of Nosy the Elephant. So I hope you like that story. I love this story, and I love elephants because they're just such cool animals. They have so many emotions, almost human emotions. They're very affectionate. They're very family oriented. They love their families. And if you get a chance, if you have any books at home about elephants, or maybe you can get on some of the websites, some of our links that we have, and learn more about elephants, do so, because they're really cool. They're very smart too. Elephants are very smart. So with that, I'm going to bid you farewell. Happy Friday again. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.